Hello, my name is Mark Bawley and I'm the CEO of Selling Insights. Today we're going to start a line of webcasts and really go through these very quickly so that you don't get bored and sign off, because we're really trying to hit a lot of information on big data and various services that tie into big data very quickly, so it's just a quick refresher or really just gives you some insights you don't have. For the people that are sitting out there that are big data folks, these are analysts, category managers, data engineers and things like that. You work with the data every day. You have an understanding at a very microcosm level. We're not going to go that deep, but we are going to really just explain in simple terms what we believe the importance of big data is at Selling Insights, and it's really not the big, hairy, audacious, complex monster that a lot of folks make it out to be. And we got a lot of terms. Whenever we find a great term in this country, whether it's cloud or whether it's data, the tough thing is, hey, you're going to hold on to that term until you know better and until you really understand it. So anyways, we go through some basic terms, and appreciate you hanging with us, and we're going to break this up. The first thing we're going to talk about today is going to be big data, and really what some of the misconceptions are, and the things that you hear out in the marketplace. I mean, you've got all the big behemoth companies from the Accentures to the IBMs all working on big data projects with universities and Harvard Business School and all kinds of things. But the first thing, the big term that I hear for big data is, number one, it's complex. And you're going to see my whiteboard quite a bit, because I'm going to take something here from Ross Perot because I think it's important to see it, although my handwriting is not that terrific. Anyway, data is complex. Oh, it is very difficult because there's tons of it, and how do you ever understand it? The second big term you hear is, oh my gosh, it involves a ton of process. You know, Mr. CEO, you have tons of data, and you know what? You need me to be able to take care of that, to understand it, to manage it, to get your people outfitted, and hey, if you don't get on top of it, you're going to miss the boat. Number three, data, you have to store it. Do you have the IT infrastructure? Do you have the data servers? Do you have the network set up? Do you have is your VPN tied to all your co-locations to be able to get to that data? If you don't start capturing it and storing it right now, guess what? You're going to lose it. You're going to lose it, and then you're not going to be able to mine it, and then you're not going to be able to use it, and you're going to miss the boat. The next piece is search. How are you going to search the data? Oh, there's so much of it. And it is very true. There is a ton of data points. Since we're really focusing on big data, it really depends on what your perspective is, and whether it's, you call it big data, mid data, small data. I have not seen a very definitive measure. It might have been just because I haven't seen it. But what defines big data? How much? What defines mid data? But to me, those are just definitions, and those definitions really don't matter unless it really equates to driving your business. But as far as big data, there is data that I used to look at when I was in category management, and we still do in the consumer products arena. You look at sales that come through a grocery store chain. You know, what goes through the scanner? What are those, you know, how much data? Is it weekly data? Is it monthly data? Is it annual data? And then there's data, let's talk about utility data. Data is captured every second from a house that's running the power, that's running the gas. And do you need to look at that and monitor that data? Can you, if your daughter leaves your door open, if you need to close that door because you just got an alert saying that your data has shown that you're spending more money over the last 10 minutes, that's big data. That many data points, it's variable, it changes. So being able to search that and provide it in usable ways is important, and we'll get into more of that in a future discussion. Lastly, the big term I hear is insights. Now I wish this was at the top, because all of this really doesn't matter. It doesn't matter unless there's insights, and I take it one step further. And I hear very little about this, although there are some industry leaders that talk about solutions. I'm not saying it's completely nebulous, but it's really solutions in sales. the big question is, you look at all this complexity and all we've done here, all we've talked about on big data, it's why, to what end? Why are we going through this process? Why are we getting all excited about it? Why do we think we're going to miss out on big data? The main reason is that we think we're going to miss solutions in sales. We're not going to be the next Apple. We won't have the innovative people that Google and Apple do. So if we don't get into this game, we're going to miss it. Now, to a certain degree, yes, if you're not capturing your information, you potentially are letting opportunities go by. But the big piece, and this is where I'll end today as far as the first discussion on big data, is that if you start with the end in mind, and you know that ultimately you're trying to get here, you're trying to get to solutions, you will build this, but you will not spend the time creating the complexity in your organization, whether it's headcount, in analysts, in software, on opportunities that are not opportunities. And that means an entire data strategy. Anyway, thank you very much, and I appreciate your time, and we're going to get into a little bit more on the big data front, breaking it out in webcast 2. Thanks.